Well, we're playing them not once, not twice, but thrice. Manchester United did get through to the Champions League final, which does mean today is going to be an all Manchester United episode. FA Cup final, Champions League final. Let's get to it. How you doing, everybody, and welcome to part 14 of Club 4 here on MyCareer on FM23. I'm Stu, thank you for joining me in today's video, where if you like Manchester United, you're in for a treat. If you don't, SARS. If you're excited to see whether we can lift either the FA Cup, the Champions League, or both, then do not forget to leave a like on the video for me and subscribe so you don't miss any of the nonsense coming out of this face right here. Since you were last with us, well, yeah, we ended the season. It was a bit of a struggle of an end to the season as well. Looking at the results, you obviously saw the draw against Real Madrid. Very, very difficult draw against Wolves, but Francois Herold did get his first goal of the season. That was very nice. And then Alan Skinner has returned to form at the right moment. 4 goals against Brentford, and again, another stinker of a game. We took until the 69th minute to get our first goal. They equalised. We get a goal almost immediately afterwards. They then get a goal in the 90th minute. Alan Skinner completes his hat-trick in the 91st, and then adds another one in the 93rd. That's just how much of a G he is. And then he did help bail us out against Manchester United. We were not good in this game, but we did get an early lead through Alan Skinner. They then scored, we then went ahead, they then equalised. So unlucky in that game. Dimitri did have a knock, but I didn't really want to play the youngster we had on the bench. So that leaves us with 2 more games against Manchester United. 1 at Wembley, 1 in Wales. So let's just get to it, shall we? And let's see what will happen. And this is the 11 that hopefully is going to bring us our first FA Cup here at Chelsea. Our last FA Cup potentially as well, because again, we're going to be leaving at the end of the season. It is Dimitri in goal, Edmilson, Albergi, Bayrak and Boa in defence, Balaric, Mount and Herolds, with Hishek in the diamond midfield. And it's the usual pairing of Skinner and Radcliffe up front. I call him Radcliffe, like Daniel Radcliffe. It's Ratcliffe. I need to remember that. Not that it matters, because again, we're going to be leaving. Backup goalkeeper James Trafford is out. I would have put him in today, to be honest with you, because he has performed well for us when called upon, but sadly he is injured. Reece James, he's just performed once too many times badly, similar to Derica, but Derica I know can get better. Reece James out the squad, so Ficena can have his place on the bench. Injury-wise, we are pretty much fully fit. There's players who aren't necessarily match fit, but there's definitely no one who's got bad condition. It's sharpness that's the issue. So let's get into the game. Let's hope for the best, shall we? We've got it about us to beat Manchester United. We know we do. But that last game was a struggle. It genuinely was. It felt like pulling teeth through parts of it. And okay, we went ahead twice, but they felt like they were on a different level. I mean, today Capital is being marked by Balaric. So hopefully... Hopefully Balaric can do us a solid today. I did start with Balaric, didn't I? Yes, I did. Fingers crossed Balaric can actually do us a solid today. Now, in terms of the end of the season, I know I'm going a bit off topic with that, considering it's an FA Cup final, but again, this is more about the Champions League, let's be honest. Carl Ratcliffe, no, not Carl Ratcliffe, Alex Skinner, sorry. He did finish as the top goal scorer. I'll try and remember to have a look at that at the end of this match. Best player in the league as well, which was very nice to see. The league team of the season was pretty much dominated by our boys, which was very nice to see. And I think it's deserved as well. Scored. United scored. And it's a makeshift striker as well who's gone and done it. Van Duyven not up front for them. It is the player whose name I cannot say. Kvaratskhelia. I'm going to go with that. I don't know. Him. Hey. Kvaratskhelia, I said his name completely wrong. I know for a fact I did. Kvaratskhelia, we'll go with that. Right, Terry Lamptey doing really good job to get it off Boa there, but actually he's giving it away. And Ratcliffe goes down. Washington Luiz may have just given a penalty away here. Was Ratcliffe looking for it? Whether he was looking for it or not, if it's a penalty, it's a penalty. The referee is reviewing the footage, or at least he's waiting for the little man in his ear to do that. Penalty it is. I don't know who it is. I think it's Mason Mount to step up to take it. Will Mason Mount put it in the back of the net? Yes, he does. Mason Mount wants to potentially end his Chelsea career with a trophy. We don't know what's happening with Mason Mount next season. He hasn't signed a new contract. He hasn't announced he's retiring either. But anytime I look at contract stuff, it says he's got no interest in signing a new deal. So I don't know. I mean, they have dominated us in the early goings. We're going to demand more from the boys. We are starting to get a little bit better. Shot-wise, not so much. On target, we could do a little bit better. That's been a trend towards the end of the season. I think if we were going to go through to next season with this team, I think we'd shift the way that we play slightly. Maybe try and change the formation. I don't want to say we'd go to one up top with wingers. I don't know whether we would. But I'd consider all options because we are approaching that point where the game is feeling like it's sussed out of formation. I know that's not what happens, but it does feel like it a little bit. I mean, I said the wrong thing to that. Let's just one last G up to everyone. Let's just see whether we can do anything. Let me just check and see if they've made any changes. I want to treat this as sensibly as possible. So, I mean, it's working against Capital. It's Kvasharella who's... So, let me just check his name. Kvaratskhelia. 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 Go with Kvaratskhelia. Kvaratskhelia. Go with that. Kvaratskhelia. Kvaratskhelia. We're going with him. 32 years old. He's got over 100 caps, to be fair. He's been very good for Manchester United in this save, though, I will say. But he's not a striker, and it's disappointing that... I'm getting caught up on him, but he's having a good game. So what can we do to disrupt him a little bit? I mean, he's either footed. We're going in hard on him, but that doesn't seem to be working. His acceleration is good, but he's not actually that quick. But he's also not very good in the air. So I think we let people cross the ball into him. I think we take off stop crosses and we trap players outside. That will encourage players to whip the ball in. Hopefully they go for high crosses. And the big lads can pick those off. That might completely backfire on me. But I feel like we need to try something. Because from open play, we're struggling. I mean, close the gap in opportunities. Just we need more on target. I've not actually done anything to address that yet. But I know our strike force is good enough to get the ball in the back of the net. By the way, Hishek starting at attacking midfield. It's one of those where the players we have available haven't been in good form. He has been. And we know he can play there. And he would be the future there if we were going to do this save long term. Right, Albergi gets it out wide to Edmilson. Edmilson a bit slow on the ball there. Gets it back to Albergi, who again has just come back from injury, but looked solid in the last game when we brought him on. So I was happy enough to include him today. He's got a bit more fitness back. Right, let's get the ball forward, boys. What a ball that potentially is to Mason Mount. Mason Mount whips it in. Skinner's there, but Ratcliffe is there as well. And we lead in the FA Cup final. And it's Carl Ratcliffe's 30th goal of the season. And he's not our top goal scorer. Just remember that for a second. Carl Ratcliffe, goal number 30 for the season, and he's not the top goal scorer at the club. But what a ball that was from, I think was it Bayrak? I think it was Bayrak. And then Mount gets it in, Skinner leaves it. Gets bowled over by the defender, but Ratcliffe is there as well. Been included in the England squad. By the way, maybe not the next episode, but certainly the one after or somewhere in the middle, there will be an England episode coming up for what I think is tentatively titled the Finalissima. I think that's the European champions versus the South American champions. We will be having that. It will be England versus Brazil. I have picked my squad for that. Spoilers, Ratcliffe is in. Oh, it's offside. Distance flag is up. It's offside. I saw his flag go up. I saw his flag go up. I saw his flag go up. Flag got up! Yes! Okay, we're still in it. It's still 1-1. Goal is disallowed. I mean... You're meant to be on him. Hello? Hey, right. Boa's not having a good game. I think it's a bit early, but we are going to sub Boa off. Bit risky. I'm going a bit more defensive. I'm not bringing Fachana on. I'm bringing Derica on. Bayrak can go to fullback. That feels like a more responsible thing to do. Nothing against Fachana. Fachana's been really good for us this season. For his first season, he's done really, really well. I just want a bit more defensive stability on that side. And I think Bayrak can do a really good job there. Well, we know he can. And we've overtaken him on shots now, by the way. But it is a corner to Man United. Can we defend it? Guay's there. It's just past the post. We need to start getting chances. We need to start going back up the other end with highlighted opportunities. Right, Skinner wins the header. Ratcliffe now tries to play it through, but Guay's there. Poor pass from Carl Ratcliffe. We know he's better than that. And now Cardozo goes out wide to Tariq Lamptey. Lamptey now looking to get the ball in. He goes past his man. Kvaratskhelia is there. And somehow he's beaten Derica in the air. It's being checked again. I don't think we're going to get lucky enough this time. don't think we are. I just thought this wouldn't be going ahead. This would be going level, and it is now level. It's 2-2. I forgot we were ahead for a second when the other one got disallowed. I got a bit confused. So, that one hasn't been disallowed. It is now 2-2. We now need to fire up, and we need to push on now. Because... Oh, we've let Kefreshwella get there. He's going to get it back to Nemec. Oh, Dimitru. Oh, Dimitru. Right. I don't trust Derica. I know I've just brought him on, but I don't trust him. I'm gonna put him to right back. Edmundson's having a decent game, but I'm gonna take him off. We'll shift everyone over. I am gonna bring Facena on. Buyer's remorse on that substitution completely. Hishak can come off as well. I'm gonna bring on Nathan Mackie because Nathan Mackie just feels like a big game goal scorer. Skinner's been anonymous. Pinamonti, the big game striker himself, is coming on. And let's just see whether we can get things going right. Hishak now into Skinner. Is Skinner going to change all my plans? It's Alan Skinner. He's hit the post. Ratcliffe! Ratcliffe! Ooh! Ooh! Oh! Just one of those would have been... Oh, okay. Right, Balaric intercepts it. Gives the ball away, though. I mean, it's just laziness from Balaric at times. He'll do something well and then just stuff the second bit up. Right, but we're heading it wide. But Pinamonti comes back, tracks back when he really shouldn't be tracking back. He's just not good enough and doesn't have the pace enough to get forward afterwards. So, a bit disappointing. Right, Balaric gets to Albergi now. Albergi to Mount. Mount over to Derica. Derica now at right back. Gets forward, chips it forward looking for Pinamonti. Pinamonti just not good enough in the air though. And Benford now with the ball. And we're leaving space open. And Kamicha, I'm trying to remember his first name and I can't really remember that well. Benford whips it in. Apologies, minor coughing fit. Header over. We are really opened up at the moment. Right. They are crossing in. They're actually much more dangerous out wide than I thought they would be. We're distributing to Playmaker, by the way. And it doesn't necessarily seem to be working, so I'm going to go to distribute centre back. I'm going to try and do some early crosses in and just see whether we can just catch them a little bit. Derica's having a shocker, by the way. I'm going to demand more from the boys. Right, Facena with a throw. Ratcliffe now. He's deep. He's looking for Mackie. He flicked it onto no one, which is a bit disappointing. Right, we need to be crowding Slanina just to stop him distributing and get short, and we haven't done that. Right, Gray looking for Rashford. Derica heads it to no one. Disappointing, but Derica wins it there. Mount can't win the ball back, but they launch it forward to no one. Albergi now on the ball. Albergi, this is where I wish I had Reece James off because I would take the substitute. Derica off. Pinamonti is in though. He's got options in the middle. Carl Ratcliffe is there, and it's 3-2. And of course, Carl Ratcliffe, I didn't mention this before because I've forgotten, because I still have it in my head that he's a Chelsea man through and through. Started his career at Manchester United in this save, and he's just gone and put them behind again. Pinamonti does the job well. Would Skinner have done that? I think he would have done, but I think he would have gone to the byline. Pinamonti, though, the wily veteran, does his job beautifully. Makes it 3-2. Let's go take a moment. Oh boy. Right. Substitute o'clock. Do we have any left? I think we've got one. We do have one. Right. We don't have anyone who can go to right back instead of Derica, so Derica's going to have to stay there. I am actually going to change into a fullback, though, on support, because he's been awful. Quite frankly, he has been awful. Bayrak's not been that much better either. Herald hasn't really done much today, so I am going to bring Diego Tapia on. I think that's going to be the final change. But I am going to do one other thing as well. Mackie's going to stay there. Balaric is going to shift over. He is going to come backwards. Mason Mount is kind of go here as a box-to-box. And Mackie's just going to have to get out of the way. In fact, I'm going to change Mackie to a shadow striker. His finishing is good enough that he can do that job. So, hopefully, we can just have a bit more defensive stability here. I'm actually going to change Facena to a fullback on... Well, I know he's not natural at it, but we're going to do that. I'm going to leave how we play the same. I'm just changing exactly where we're positioned. Just want us to be a little bit more defensively stable. We start the next highlight with a free kick. Bayrak goes to Albergi. This is annoying because this is not the try. I'd rather lose this and win the Champions League. I've got a horrible feeling we're going to win this and lose the Champions League. Big ball over the top. Doesn't find anyone. But Pinamonti is sort of chasing. But now Man United have the ball again. Captain Marcus Rashford tries to get it forward. Derica manages to get it though. Gets it inside to Mason Mount. Mount flicks it on looking for Mackie. Mackie down to Pinamonti. Pinamonti holds off his man. Ratcliffe, I thought might be through for a hat-trick there. He's not. He's not, but I thought he might be. Right, we're doing well with the possession here. You watch, I've jinxed it. Balaric to Mount. Mount flicking it forward to Pinamonti. He's got to be offside, surely. Pinamonti, he's put it in the back of the net. The flag has not gone up, but that does not mean it's not offside. That does not mean it's not offside. The referee's having a check with VAR, and VAR have given it. And United have added time. And that's all they have. Try and get a win. Well, to try and get 2 goals, quite frankly. Pinamonti makes it 4. And that has got to be another trophy, and it is. Part 2 of the treble is on. We might just be doing the treble. And our last 3 games of the season, both in the league, in the FA Cup and the Champions League, are all against Manchester United. There's something a little bit sick about that, really, isn't there? But here we go. The trophy's being handed over. It's being handed over to Mason Mount, as it should be. We are FA Cup champions of whatever season this is we're in. I don't even know what season this is, but we've done it. I mean, how many seasons into the save we are? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many seasons do we... I'm trying to think. 2 seasons at Dartford. League 2 to League 1. League 1 to Championship. Championship to Premier League. So that's 5 seasons including Tranmere. We were then 3 seasons or 4 seasons at Southampton. I think it was 4 seasons at Southampton, wasn't it? Yeah, 2 years without winning the league. Won the league back-to-back. And in the last season, we won the Champions League. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10th season was last season. This is our 11th season. Just felt like telling you. So 11 seasons in, might be winning our 2nd treble. Oh, I didn't want to say that. Ooh, okay, let's just bail out while we still can. FA Cup though. Nice. It's not what we're here to do. Not what we're here to do at all. But we have won the FA Cup. We have pleased the board. Ratcliffe with 2 goals against his former club. Definitely something I'm very happy with. I say he started with United. He did start with United. Only ever played 15 games for them. See, his goal return hasn't been spectacular in his career, but I mean, look at his goal return in the Premier League both seasons. 18 goals, 19 goals. His assists have been consistent. He's been a top player. He struggles at Chelsea before that, though, so he must have been playing out on the wing. So we've given him a new lease of life as a striker, and I bet he'd do a good job there as well. His passing, I just wish his passing was better. But you know what? Considering his finishing is only 12, he's good. He's really good. How did Balaric do? Actually, I didn't check how he did in the end. 7.2. Did his job really well. He did exactly what we asked of him. Right. FA Cup 1. By the way, I didn't show you the final Premier League table, I don't think. There it is. 92 points to 81 for Southampton. Southampton finishing 2nd in the Champions League, which is nice to see. Skinner, top goal scorer on 31, won an award for that. Best player of the league, won an award for that. Top assists in the league, didn't win an award for that. Finished 2nd on the list of player of the match ratings. Carl Ratcliffe finishing 3rd. And joint 4th for Dimitru on the clean sheet list. I mean, if we go to Skinner now and we have a look at accolades, sure it will be on here if I find it. Milestones, awards. I think that's a squad of the year, but you can see top goal scorer, player of the year, English footballer of the year. He's been sensational, quite frankly. He's been absolutely sensational. Right, I'm going to do that press conference. I'm going to go through the week. And we'll play Manchester United again. What could possibly go wrong? So far, we've had a draw against them and a win against them. We're going to lose, aren't we? Well, here we are. Time for our 2nd Champions League final in the save. Our first one with Chelsea with a treble balance. And we have an injury. That injury is to Jeremy Alberghi. Unfortunately, he is out for the game. That is really frustrating. But you know what? Manage. We'll do what we can. So, did fall out with someone. Well, it wasn't Balaric, it was someone else. I thought it was... Well, I thought it was Derica, but apparently not. Unless, did we? Don't can't remember who we fell out with. We fell out with someone. Either way, it doesn't look like it's affected things too much. So, your 11 for the game, again, against Manchester United. Dimitri in goal, Edmilson, Derica, Bayrak and Boa in defence. Vlahovic, Mount, Herald and Febbre in the midfield with Skinner and Ratcliffe. That's the strike partnership of dreams, hopefully. Apologies, keep getting a little cough, which is really annoying. I did not long ago eat a sandwich, so it's probably something to do with that. Right, let's just go for it, shall we? I mean, we're good enough to beat them. We know that from the last game. We've been more attacking in our approach in training. I mean, for those of you who don't know, I do my own training schedules. We've been more attacking approached in this one rather than the previous one, which was defensive-minded. I don't know whether that will play into our hands in this game or not, but soon find out. We are trying to man-mark Capital again, restrict his ability on the ball, restrict what he can do, because he is a real catalyst. And Kvacirella has had to go off, and Van Duyven, however you say it, has had to come on for him, so that changes things. That does change things. I mean, I think we're going hard on him. That's the only thing we can do. Let's get that in there now, early on. And let's see whether we can mitigate his skills, because we know from the rest of the save, he's a very good striker. Now, I don't know why he will have not been starting. I don't know whether he may recently have had an injury. Something along those lines. Maybe, maybe not. But he's a very, very difficult player. And also, he's going to be really difficult to play against from an aerial perspective compared to Kvacirella. And Kvacirella, I'm going to get his name wrong all the time. But him, who's had to go off, proved actually he was decent in the air as well. So maybe I was underestimating his abilities and overestimating how well we could do against it. Right, Bayrak now goes all the way back to Dimitri, which I'm not a massive fan of. Got players who we can get the ball to. Let's do that. Apologies for the break. Had to go and answer the door. So apologies if I'm also, as a result, a little bit out of breath. I've just realised Ratcliffe picked up a knock. But Febbre, he's through. Oh, that was close. Corner though. Mason Mount with the corner. I'm going to assume I think we're going to be aiming at Bayrak there, but instead it's Craig Ferguson running with the ball for Manchester United. Apparently a very good midfielder would like to get him. Febbre brings him down. Nothing going, but it's a nice little cheeky foul. I'm okay with. Right, Ratcliffe is definitely off at half-time. I think that goes without saying. He's injured. He's not having a good game. Let's get him off the pitch, but we'll wait until half-time for that one. Right, United come forward again. Oh, not in a Champions League final. Oh my God, not in a Champions League final. There's no danger here. None. Is it Derica? It's Derica. Derica. Say that one right. Individual. Throw the bottle. Furious. Not happy. Say it to you as well. We're not happy with you. I mean, you've kept Capital quiet, but you've added nothing else. I mean, most of the time played well. Right. Ratcliffe. Off. Ishak. On. Derica. Off. I'm being ruthless, and it's Declan Rice who's going to come on instead. I just trust him a little bit more. I'm going to keep Boa on for now. I'm going to keep Vlahovic on at the moment because I'm using my defensive midfielder as a centre back. We're going to go with that, and then no, I'm going to leave things as they are. I think we'll keep things as they are. No, I'm going to leave things as they are. That was a freak accident. Right. Come on, boys. You three. Spark us to life. Come on. Let's do it. Second half. There's been not a lot in the game. Get the boys to fire up. Ed Milson's picked up a knock. We are going to have to bring him off at some point. He has a free kick, though. Goes to Rice. Rice looking for Skinner. Skinner flicks it on to no one. However, have they made a horrendous mistake? Not as bad as ours was. Balaric now looking for Skinner. Heads it down, but he heads it down to Rashford, which is disappointing. So, nothing at the moment. Right, Herald out wide to Edmilson. Edmilson looks for Mount, but the injury clearly affecting him. So, I'm making that change now. Reece James coming on. Bayrak goes back to Dimitru. No miscommunication there. Right, Boa. Can he get it to Herald? No, he can't. It's a really poor pass from Boa. Really poor pass, but we get lucky. And the ball is over to Skinner, who's forced wide, but we know we can get the ball in here. He finds Hishek. It's 1-1. We're back in the game. We are back in the Champions League final. We have a chance. It's not much of a... Well, it is a lot of a chance. I was going to be dramatic then. Mount gets to Balaric. Balaric with a lovely ball over the top. I criticised him for not offering a lot. He offered that ball there, and then Skinner... what he does best is goal scoring, but what he next does best is that. What a pass that is. 1-1. Game on again. Let's go. Come on. Let's go. Another would be delightful. Yemek has gone off injured as well for United, by the way. That's where Rashford came from. I didn't even think about that. Right. They've had a tactical change. I'm going to leave as is. Right, James beaten by Rashford. Benford now. Gets it to Tariq Lamptey. Lamptey looking to drive forward. He doesn't draw the left back out of position though. Instead, Herald goes out there, does some defensive duties. Right, Stefani looking for Rashford. He's found him, but Reece James is covering. But not well enough. Not well enough. I'm going to demand more from the boys. Struggling to beat the pace of the match. Right. Boa's come in. I mean, we've got one more substitution left, so I don't really want to do that. Herald's not having a good game. Pinamonti's coming on. Swapping these guys around. And going in the middle. That. Going to be a Mazzala. As is he, but he's going to be on attack. Going to go for it. We are going to go for it. Right. Final change. It's a bold one. We are running out of time. But we have no time left, really. No time at all. Right. Up the tempo. We're going to hit some early crosses. Going to go to the playmaker. Which I'm going to change to Balaric. No, I'm not going to change to Balaric, actually. I'm going to change it to Mount. Advanced playmaker on support. He can drift wide and he can go there. The fullbacks are going to go forward as well. I want to give them more to worry about. Right, they have a free kick. I did say, didn't I? We drew against them in the last game of the league season. They're piling forward. And Stefani makes it 3. It's over. It's all over. It is all over. It is all over. Did score 2. We've not got enough time. We've done it, but we're not going to do it. Right, we've got a free kick. Bayrak. This needs to go in for us to have a chance. We need to get a goal from this. Right. Boa. Looking for Pinamonti. Flicks it on. Hishek is there. We've only gone and scored. We've only gone and scored. Another, please. Right. What do I say? Again. Demand more. Again. Let's do it again. 6 minutes. Come on. One more highlight. Ah, oh, that's so annoying. I think I'd have rather have not got to the Champions League final. If I'm being honest. I'd have rather have not got there at all. Because that feels like a kick in the gut. It really does. 1-1 from Champions League finals. 1-1. But listen, I'm putting the blame on Derica for that. Derica's was A, not very good in the game, but B, the mistake he made was appalling. Genuinely appalling. I'm throwing the water bottle. And in particular, where is he? proper shout at him. Very disappointed with the team now. We've crumbled under the pressure there a little bit. I will say Hishek did a very good job. But, well, that was poor. It wasn't poor. No, I'm being really harsh, actually. We were okay in that game. We were okay in it. Just got a little bit unlucky. That first goal that they scored was an utter nonsense. At the end of the first half, just ruined our flow completely. I mean, the game was tight. But it is what it is. Right. I did say that we were going to leave the club regardless of this. I am still intending to do that. Something could change. Who knows? At the moment, I'm intending to leave the club, though. But the next episode is going to be the game against Brazil. I'm going to start the next episode of Chelsea next. And then when we get to this game, once we've done the season review, we'll switch back up. I'll switch back over when I'm recording. I'll release the episode against Brazil first. And then we'll come back to Chelsea after that. That feels like the best thing to do. Bit of a somber note to leave the episode on, and potentially to leave our time at Chelsea on. But it is what it is. But do you know what? I'm pretty proud of what we've done. But I will see you next time. So until then, thank you very much for watching. Do not forget to leave a like on the video if you enjoyed. And don't forget to subscribe for any future content. I've been Stu. You guys have been awesome. And I'll see you next time.